We had a call about a pup down at Cadgwith back in December. Lauren and myself, we went out and caught him up. We went and checked him out. It was just by a member of the public that had found him on the beach. So yeah, when we were checking him out, he had multiple wounds on his flippers and on his back and on his head. And he also had really congested breathing. We picked him up, we popped him in a bag in the back of the Shogun, and then we took him to the vets to do a proper clinical assessment on him. We found out that he obviously had an infection, a respiratory infection. So then we brought him back to the Seal Sanctuary. We put him in the isolation unit and we started him on medication. So he was on antibiotics for a few weeks, in isolation for about 3 or 4 weeks. And then we moved him through to the hospital. That's where he could swim again. So we put him in water, he started to build up those muscles, and he also started to learn to eat fish by himself as well. So that was really cool. Once he was off treatment and he'd got up to about 18, 19 kilos, we then moved him outside, and that's when he got introduced to another pool mate. And Sesame, he was a little bit of a funny one. He took a bit of time to kind of compete for his fish. It's really important that they compete for their fish. And he was a little bit shy. So we had to change pool partners with him a few times, just because he'd stay out of the way and wasn't eating very well. So he wasn't putting on the weight. So we had to move him around the pools a little bit. So it's quite fun. So once he was in the rehab pool, we moved him in and he was with about 5 other seals at that point. He started to learn to compete. He got a little bit bigger. The other pups had been released, so we had some new ones come through. So he was more the dominant one then, which was good. So he already knew how to compete for fish. So he kind of took on that role. And then it was about just under 5 months that we packed him up in the back of the trailer and we took them down to Kennack Sands, and that's where we released him. So yeah, it was about a 4.5 month, 5 month rehab, which is a little bit longer, and that was just because he took time to put on that weight to be released. Thank you for your continued support. It allows us to do this really vital work of rescuing, rehabbing, and then releasing these grey seal pups back out into the wild where they belong around the Cornish coast. So thank you very much.